Mr. Toastmaster. Yes, this is an impromptu speech, what I like to call a pocket speech, and I decided because we have the slot available, I might as well give a speech. The topic of my speech is, it's going to be related to fall distantly. My speech is my 3 favorite beverages. And I thought about this because it is fall. And when I think of fall, I think of leaves falling, going for brisk walks in the forest, or enjoying a beverage, a hot cup of coffee out on my porch in the cold weather. That's the kind of stuff I like to do. So I thought because those are the things I like to do, I'm going to talk to you about my 3 favorite beverages. The very first one is water. Water, how many ingredients are in water? Just one, right? So water is an amazing beverage. It not only hydrates us, it's healthy for us. It has 0 calories, as Mila would love to tell us more about. But the reason why I like water so much is because it is the basis for so many other delicious beverages. Another reason I like water is because I work for an engineering firm, and a lot of the people that I work with are hydrogeologists or geologists who study the flow of water through the ground. And in fact, last week I spoke to a gentleman who is an expert in developing and designing wells, not like the kind of wells you have at residential wells. We're talking big, huge wells for farming or municipalities. And I talked to him about this well that he's designing. He has this, it's actually a well relief project that he's working on. And he was explaining about this. It's an $800,000 project that he's working on. So this is not just a little 200-foot well in your backyard. This is a big project. At any rate, water is one of my favorite beverages. My second beverage that I wanted to talk about today is coffee. I am drinking a cup of coffee today. And how many ingredients are in coffee? Basic cup of coffee. They're just 2 ingredients. There's water and the coffee beans themselves. I find coffee a fascinating beverage because, of course, water, which I've already explained, is an absolutely fascinating beverage by itself, but you're adding that to a coffee bean. Now, who in the world would have picked this coffee bean, this coffee fruit, and decided that would be a delicious thing to turn into a beverage? Well, of course, there's some processing that goes into it. You have to peel off the fruit, roast it for a certain period of time, and then you grind it up, and then you pour hot water onto it, and that's how you come up with this beverage that we call coffee. It's just fascinating to me how you can come up with so many different flavors. You've got your mild roast and your dark roast and all the roasts in between. You've got your espresso roast. You have the different grind that you can apply to the coffee. You can have an espresso style coffee, or you can have what I'm having today is a carafe style coffee, which is a more coarser grind. All of that plays into the flavor of the coffee that you get. Now this leads me a little bit into my third favorite beverage, but before I do that, I have to admit, one of my favorite ways to enjoy coffee is with some pumpkin spice flavoring. I've got a Coffee Mate, my favorite is Coffee Mate pumpkin spice flavoring. I've got a little bit in there, just a little splash. I just love that. Okay, my third favorite beverage, if you haven't guessed it yet, it's beer. Beer is one of my favorite beverages because how many ingredients are in the basic thing of beer? It's that it's more than 1, it's more than 2, and it's more than 3. We actually have 4 basic ingredients in beer. There's water, which I've already described is wonderful. There's yeast, there's barley or some sort of grain, but usually barley, and then hops. That's all you need to make beer. And with those 4 basic ingredients, much like with coffee, you can have a world of flavors. You can have your saisons, you can have a stout, you can have a Czech lager or a Vienna lager or a Munich lager. There are so many different styles of beer within those simple 4 categories, 4 ingredients rather. And I have been pertinaciously a member of the American Homebrewers Association for several years now. And while I haven't brewed my own beer for, unfortunately, it's been over a year, probably 2 years now. I've been slowly trying to get out my beer brewing equipment, clean it out, check it to make sure it's good, see what else I need to get before I can get that next batch of beer going. Those are my 3 favorite beverages. And during fall, when the leaves are falling, they're turning this beautiful color that they are outside. We have several oak trees in the area, and they turn a wonderful scarlet color this year. I really like to sit outside and enjoy that cup of coffee with that little splash of pumpkin spice. Or maybe I'll grab a beer with some pumpkin adjunct to it, and it's a nice pumpkin beer. Those are the kinds of things I like to enjoy this fall. And I hope maybe you can enjoy your favorite beverage, whether it's water, tea, coffee, soda, whatever it is. Take a sip of it and enjoy it. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.